Прошу прощения. Hey guys, we're gonna be starting soon. Let me know how the sound is like. The music is too loud. Супер. I'll wait for a couple more minutes and then I'll start. Okay. Let's get started, shall we? Today we're gonna be sculpting a character based off a fantastic artist. His name... Actually, I'm not sure what his name is. I believe he is Russian, but he goes by the nickname Mordecai. I'll show you. That's the guy. Don't know his real name, but his artworks are awesome. I was actually deciding between this character and the one that we're sculpting today. I just find his like shape language and color choices to be so rich and so nice. Yeah, so shout out to this guy. Maybe he'll see me sculpt it when I post the final result online, and I'll tag him on Instagram. I will see. Если у кого-то есть какие-то вопросы, не стесняйтесь, задавайте в чате. if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate. Like, just shoot them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. I haven't streamed in over, I believe, like 4 months now, so I'll be a bit rough for the first like half an hour or so. So please don't judge me. So this initial stage is called the blockout. Right now I'm not adding any details, just roughing out the shapes. Then that later on are gonna form like big facial features, like you can see the nose right here made out of cube. Just gonna uncrease it for now. So yeah, just trying to think in like major shapes before I commit to anything like serious. So I could, and I see a lot of like beginning artists, even such as myself, when I was just starting out, I would like just do this. Oh, I hope it's not gonna crash. So basically I would like add 7 divisions on the mesh, and then it would just be a mess because you won't be able to work with this amount of polygons. See, the chat is saying something. Just a second. Какая у вас сегодня погода? В Новой Зеландии зима сейчас получается. А сейчас в Новой Зеландии зима, середина. Погода такая себе. Ну как, она хорошая, это как такая осень. Осень дождливая. Относительно тепло. Градусов там 15. Amazing, thank you. Really like to see someone sculpt. Yeah, so do I. Actually, when I work on something personal or even at work in the studio, I would like put on like streams of other artists that inspire me. And yeah, just work with them. Новая работа, давно тебя ждали. Спасибо. Я ждала, когда дорасту. Точнее, вернусь к этому. Брала небольшую паузу. That's what I do right now. Yay! Someone's sculpting with me. That's amazing. It's like the best feeling ever. Okay, let's... Oof. Let's give her some cheekbones. What are you working on? Is anyone else sculpting with me? I'd like to see. Even though I don't think like YouTube allows for anyone to share images in the chat. That would be really cool to like create a maybe like a Facebook group where everyone could send their like artworks and like share work in progress pictures. Maybe like receive feedback. I'd be really keen to give feedback if anyone's interested. I actually was invited as a lecturer earlier this year, I think, to University of Technology in Auckland, and I was giving some feedback there for 3D course students. That's what I did yesterday. That's the spirit. Wanting to add eyelids now. Yeah, I'll add them really soon. I'm just fleshing out the shape of the eye sockets. I'm just trying not to abandon the chat altogether, because I could just sculpt and focus on what I'm seeing in front of me. But I also want to like talk to you guys. That's the whole point of streaming, I think. Okay, let's add some eyelids. So the way I do eyelids is I add 2 spheres that will be later transformed into eyes. Even though this girl doesn't have eyes. Well, she's got eyelids closed. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. I don't think I've ever sculpted this one before. I've always sculpted characters with the eyes open. But on the left here, I've got like a reference sheet of like anatomy, like typology, and just inspirational artworks from other artists. Would you model it with open eyes and then close them, or immediately sculpt them close? That's a good question. I think for this one, I want it to be like as typologically correct as possible. So I'm gonna hide the rest of the mesh, bring up my menu by like clicking on the button here, have like a hotkey set to it, and then click split hidden, and it just splits them into like eyes and the head. And then gonna work some more on this transition that is very rough right now. And they actually shouldn't be bulging out as much as they do. Now she looks angry. Ooh, what happened here? Greetings from Romania. Hi. So for now she's gonna look like an alien, and it's okay, I guess. Because I'm not aiming for any like resemblance as of now. I'm just aiming for like it looking as much anatomical as possible. Okay, she's got a huge nose. So I think I'm actually gonna close them. So Where's everyone from? Can you leave a comment? I just want to know how many of you are from New Zealand. Versus like other countries. USA. Whoa, Israel. Nice. Nice. Are you guys 3D artists as well? Or just you're here because you're here, just randomly? Okay, she's got a bit of a Cupid's bow going on here. So I'm gonna grab again my menu, go to AccuCurve, and then gonna drag this one down. That's only temporary though. Moldova. Yep, I do 3D. Cool. Technical artist, game dev. Yay. What do you mean by technical artist? So you like into rigging and stuff? Unity? Yeah, is it Unity? Just like real-time rendering, real-time engines, game engines? I really want to try that. I'm just not really getting out of my comfort zone much. I really like sculpting stylized characters, and that's what I do. That would be cool to like learn the whole like Unreal Engine pipeline. And maybe like bring one of my characters, like do a proper topology on them and then rig them, and maybe like get someone to animate it because I can't animate for shit. I do particle effects and materials for Unreal 4 and programming. Cool. Whoa. Whoa. I actually started out as like kind of a Houdini artist myself. So I did a bit of scripting. Not programming, but scripting. That's as close as I got to programming. Also learning Pascal in my high school for whatever reason. Hello. Привет. Okay. Okay, let's work some on her nose. Got some really nice references from Anatomy for Sculptors, which is a book with lots of good references for like anatomy and stuff. So so I really always try to keep it close to me whenever I work. You can even like buy a printed version of it if you like. By the way, not affiliated, not sponsored in any way, just a good book. Let's give her some nostrils for our girl to breathe. I love this character design so much. Like, her massive hands, I think it's my favorite part of it. And like how she's half human, half this steampunkish angel with like wings that probably don't do much because they're really small and they can't really lift her weight up, most probably. By the way, guys, today's stream is not gonna be very long. There will definitely be a second stream where we will continue working on her. So yeah, stay tuned. You don't have to stay for the whole process, by the way. Feel free to leave, or feel free to stay and hang out. But I reckon today we'll only be able to do like some basic lookout. I'd ideally like to get the whole body in today with the hair. Her hair is kind of like simple, I think. So we'll do that. Okay. Как дела? Все по-старому, ты по-прежнему лид? Я по-прежнему лид. Только пока что все по-тихому в плане проектов. Мало дают персонажки, поэтому сижу и скульпчу прекрасных девушек на ютубе. Okay. You're awesome. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. It's really nice to hear. Again, finding reference for the neck. Кто сейчас востребован в целом, кого не хватает? 3D аниматор, 2D артист, Ауди. Востребован в целом, кого не хватает? В Окленде? Или вообще? Ауди, keep it up. Thanks, Mark. Кого сейчас не хватает? В Окленде мало хороших выпускников. Таких, чтобы прям взяли. Все очень ленятся в университетах. Я это говорю без обиды кому-то именно определенно. Просто очень много людей тут, ну вот, ленятся именно вот постараться сделать хорошее портфолио и потом найти себе работу, потому что работа есть. Даже у нас нанимают. Но не могут нанять так, чтобы оставить. Нанимают кого-то и разочаровываются через месяц. Вот. If you have any questions about like the industry in New Zealand, I can answer some of those questions, I guess. Yeah, I'm just replying to some of those in Russian. So for any of you who are English speakers and you want to know anything in particular, ask me in the chat. Кого нанимают у вас в арт-департаменте? Кого нанимают 2D-шников и 3D-шников? Всех моделеров хороших нанимают. Таких по Hard Surface, Organic. Все очень зависит от проекта. Но если ты нравишься, и ты там на проекте 3 месяца отработал, но ты понравился команде, тебя могут оставить очень с большой вероятностью. Blender or Cinema 4D for beginners? Haven't tried Cinema 4D, and I've never heard that it's good for beginners. So, but I did start with Blender. Blender was actually my first software that I ever tried in 3D, and it was free. So Blender, and you can do so much stuff with it now. Like when I was starting out, it was like there were like maybe 20 tutorials translated to Russian because I was starting out as a 16-year-old. My English wasn't that great, so I still managed to learn the basics with like the minimum that I had. So Blender, and there are like heaps of tutorials now, so many. Okay, just checking the symmetry. All good. We've got her neck down. Now let's add a torso. Can you export GLB from Zbrush? Actually, not sure what GLB is. What do you use it for? Most of the export settings can be found here in Z plugin, FBX, export import, or 3D Print Hub. You can export it as an STL or OBJ, and there is your basic export button here. It will export your current tool, which is just this. It will not export my eyelets, just the one that I select. And there might be other ways to export stuff from ZBrush, but I've never heard of GLB. Web2GL format. WebGL format to render in the browser. Oh. No, I don't think so. They might be like a converter. I'll use something like Maya, Autodesk Maya for that. Yeah. So ZBrush is mainly for sculpting and only sculpting purposes. You can also texture a bit in here, but it's not really like a bridge software that allows you to smoothly and seamlessly export out models wherever. Like, I wouldn't take it straight from here to like Unreal Engine or Unity or like to the browser in any way. I would like use something like possibly Blender or Cinema 4D or Maya or 3ds Max. I think they're capable of that. А что значит разочаровываются? Опыта нет или желания? Да, все вместе, на самом деле. Сейчас я притушу немного музыку, она мне мешает слышать свои мысли. Нету... Да. Нету ни желания, ни опыта. Не то, что опыта. Можно научиться, понимаешь? Компании готовы учить. Но есть люди, которые там, например, придут и думают, что они просто вот боги 3D. И не хотят учиться. И очень такие упрямые. Очень трудно с такими людьми работать, поэтому их не держат долго. Поэтому если ты готов учиться, то все будет в порядке. Why you never used 3ds Max? At least never saw you using it. Yeah, you're right. I never used it. So there's Autodesk Maya and Autodesk 3ds Max, so the same founder. And it's been like a war like between Android and Apple since the beginning of days, you know. So you either stick with one or the other, and there aren't there aren't that many differences between them. All I know is like most of the studios that I would like to work for, like in the industry, like animation studios, they prefer Maya over 3ds Max. So yeah, you can choose. Я перехожу из 3D в 2D аниматор. Пробую. Молодец. Почему нет? 2D аниматоры по-прежнему востребованы. Scariest part about getting into 3D is shortcuts. Yeah, you should see my left hand. It's like constantly on the keyboard. And here, I'm still like, you can see me doing this because there's so many. And I'm 22, and I have to admit I still haven't learned the whole keyboard. Like, I still need to look where I press. I know. В Украине 3D сократилось. Я понимаю, почему. Сейчас не до 3D. I have a problem that I couldn't transfer my Zbrush UI preset, the one I personally customized, to another version of Zbrush. Does anyone know which folder do I need to copy? It's actually not a folder, and I feel ya. I've lost one of mine, like UI configurations once. I believe it's stored here. Give me 1 second, I'll try to remember. So, documents. Oof. Was it? Not gonna remember it right now, so I'm just gonna do this. Where the SG files are stored. Zbrush. Oops, public folder. Users, public documents, Zbrush data, C startup. Users, public documents, Zbrush data, C startup. And I have it here, custom interface 2021. or Layla interface, one of them. CFG file. It's the interface file format, and you just copy it. And whenever you install like Zbrush 2022 or like another version, you just paste it in here. And then from preferences, you go to configuration and then load UI. You load it like that UI, and then you click save. And I think it will load it up by default. Oh, thanks for helping me, and sorry that I stopped your work. Oh, it's okay. I actually asked you guys to ask for help. I really want to be helpful. I'm glad that you asked me something and I was able to answer. У вас тестовое задание не дают? Нет, никогда не делала тестового задания в жизни. А они смотрят на твое портфолио. У тебя интервью с ними, с работодателями, и если ты им нравишься, они тебя берут. Наверное, в больших компаниях, наверное, там, да, есть какое-то тестовое. Whoops. YouTube, please don't ban me. My favorite part. I'm just kidding. Sometimes YouTube algorithm can't say that word today, but basically algorithm of YouTube sometimes recognizes it as nudity, and it can like ban your stream or stop your stream. You can like lose the connection. I've seen some artists struggle with that. Okay. Soft skill иметь быть на позитиве? Нет, soft skill, мне кажется, больше относится к коммуникации. Насколько ты хорошо коммуницируешь там насчет того, вот, там закончил какой-то таск. Ты идешь там, пишешь имейл какому-то следующему человеку, которому нужно там заригать какую-то модель. Или встаешь там, подходишь, стучишь им там по головешке, по наушникам и говоришь, что я закончил, вот, пожалуйста, возьми и делай. Что ты приветливый, что там можешь сказать, пошутить что-то. Там не обязательно шутить, но как улыбаться хотя бы. Не знаю, это все вместе, это не только быть на позитиве. Do you still work with Houdini as well as sculpting? I wish I was. I think until like 2 years ago I was using Houdini still to that day, like pretty religiously. But then I stopped. Just because like I switched to Maya workflow, and even though like still I get into tasks that are easier done in Houdini, like I can just quickly remember a script or like some basic variables that are still somewhere at the back of my mind, and like create a field of grass of plants, you know, instead of actually modeling or sculpting 20 plants by hand and then placing them manually. It will take me like around 20 hours, you know, and in Houdini it can be like 5 hours. So I mostly use it for procedural stuff, procedural modeling. Okay, I think that's enough. I feel like her neck is way too thick. It's just things like that that you don't notice for like hours, and then it just strikes you like, whoa. Okay, let's give her some hair. It's my favorite part. Сложно будет, наверное, после нашего родного токсичного менталитета переходить в коллектив, допустим, в Новой Зеландии. Нет, это зависит. На самом деле, 3D-шники такие же интроверты в Молдове или в Украине или в России, как они и в Новой Зеландии. Мало что меняется. Можно прям зайти на ваш сайт вашей компании, там будет список открытых вакансий? Нет. Есть такая группа в Фейсбуке, называется New Zealand CG Freelancers. Это группа, где заливают в основном вакансии, да. Из разных компаний, не только наших. Там пишут, например, хотим моделера, хотим аниматора на такой вот контракт, на такую вот дату. Вот. Okay, she's got like a really elongated like skull. Or maybe it's just hair. It's really interesting. She's got like huge, big brains. but I feel like it's part of her design and it was intentional, so I'll leave it. I think it kind of looks cute. Maybe she is a robot and there is some sort of like metallic, steampunk accessory or mechanism at the back that we don't see. Who knows? Who knows? I'd be really keen to ask the 2D concept artist for like extra views from the side. If he could draw it, that'd be so cool. And maybe he will, you know. I've approached some artists in the past and asked them to like use their concepts for like challenges or just like sculpting in general, and they would be like super nice to me. And they would sometimes give me like explanations of what those materials are, like how the accessories like attach at the back of her neck or something, you know. It's really cool. Hmm. Let's give her some color, I reckon. Even though it's like very early on, I really want to see what like she's looking like as a blob of color. I feel like it's very important to add it early on, just to see how everything is like matching proportionally. Color really helps with that. Increase it. Окей, спасибо за ответ. Удачного стрима, я побежал. Не за что. Приходи еще. Sculpting seems so fun, but I seem to hit a wall and can't get any better after a certain point and get frustrated. Yeah. I think it's called it's something like the area of diminishing returns. If I'm not mistaken, I might be completely wrong on that. But it's basically when you do get stuck and you don't see any improvement in the work that you're doing. Oh man, and it's the hardest, but the only advice I can give is to keep pushing forward because it will improve, and it does improve. Like right now, I'm not really proud of what I'm getting. It's like 5% there, like the colors are there. But I'll keep pushing forward because I have faith in that process, that it will get better eventually. I know it's quite meh of an advice. It helps to stand up and not work on it for 24 hours and then come back to it with fresh eyes, like take a few snapshots of the model and put it in Photoshop and like compare it to the concept, or give it to like your friend or your partner or someone from work to look at and ask them, what do you think? And sometimes people will actually point out stuff that you couldn't see because your vision just got blurry. You've been staring at it for hours and you just cannot see what's going on. So it does help to take breaks. It does help a lot, actually. And sculpting is fun, and it should be fun. That's why I'm doing it. You know, have a full-time job during the day, and yet I still come back home and I do want to sculpt. And my full-time job being like 3D. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave your lashes as that for now. also forgot to say, but if you guys got any artworks of like sculpts or characters or props that you'd like me to see and maybe like help with, or you're feeling stuck, feel free to like shoot me a message or find me on Instagram, or even like directly to my email, which can be found here. I'll show you. Nope. You cannot find it there. You can find it on my ArtStation, I believe. Yep. So here's my email. If you want to contact me, here are all of my social media if you like to contact me there. Just here. Wow, your portfolio is amazing. Thank you. It's not where I want it to be. but thank you. She's kind of got this kind of like a smirk going on. But I think I'm gonna add it after I'm done with like the whole base mesh. Now that I'm looking at it, her face is too long. I like it's more like this. It's more cramped into one space. Like a very small triangle at the bottom part of her face. Let's give her some eyebrows now. So the way I like to make eyebrows is by duplicating the mesh, deleting the layers, masking out the group by hitting Ctrl W. We'll create a new group for them. I grabbed something that I didn't need, so I'll just do auto groups. I'll select what I actually need, invert the selection, delete it. Now we've got a new mesh for the eyebrows. The reason why I like to do it this way is because I can easily move them around because they're not painted. It gives you more freedom in terms of shapes that you can achieve. They can like be floating on top of your hair, you know, like how in some cartoons you really need to have eyebrows in the character design, but then they've got like a huge fringe on top of their forehead that's covering half of their face, and they would like just put the eyebrows on top. Think like any cartoon from like 2000s on Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, like chances are they've got this kind of thing going on, just like she's got it. And the reason why animators try to keep the eyebrows as clear in vision and like on the character's face as possible is because they convey a lot of emotions. A lot of emotions. Okay. So another thing I'd like to add for this block out is her collarbone. Most of the females have it very defined, so I would really like to add that, and I feel like she's got it too. For now, it just looks like worms sitting on her chest. But when I blend it all together, it will look much better. Okay, moving on. Okay. I feel like we'll be finishing soon, guys. So I'd like to work on like one less bit of the block out for now. So if you have any suggestions of what I should do in the next like 15 or 20 minutes or so, let me know in the chat. I could like continue working on her hands, which is a bit boring, you know, she's gotta have hands. Or maybe we could model like this accessory, or like join the whole body together, even though it's a bit too soon. Her wings are pretty interesting. That is right. It's one of the coolest aspects of this concept. Her hands and her wings, like the whole. She's kind of like an, I don't know, is she a bird or some sort of animal? She doesn't have like human ears, but she has got like these antennas and this device around her neck, like she's powered by something, by some sort of energy. Yeah, maybe we could block those out real quick. Just gonna quickly slide this one to the front. Okay. So let's try something interesting. Just drop down a grid. And then we'll use this feature that was added like a year ago, I believe. Where is it? So try that. That works. Then we're just gonna do it hidden. Then we're quickly gonna remesh this one. And we've kind of got the first part. Hi, Layla. Hi. Just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. That's kind of cool. Kind of trippy too. Ooh, what happened there? Hmm. So here we are, some proxy temporary wings. I'll work on them some more. Well, obviously I want to add like all of those like beveling and like edge detail, and like obviously the wires that connect her neck. I think I'm gonna message that artist, and if they don't get back, I'll just sketch up like a rough design of what I imagine her back looks like. I think she's got some maybe like plugs or something where all of those tubes or wires connect to. And yeah, I'll work on that on the second stream. For now, maybe the final thing that I'd like to add would be like this earring piece, or this, I'm not sure, maybe that is her ear by the design. So again, I'm gonna grab the mesh balloon, mask brush. Nice, thank you. Try again. Too big. Okay, I think that's us for today. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out in 1 hour and 53 minutes that I've been sculpting. And I'll definitely continue working on this character in the next stream. Probably this week, maybe next week. Yeah, might be Monday next week. So please stay tuned, and if you'd like to see the finished character in the near future, just subscribe to my Instagram if you haven't subscribed already. That's where I post most of my work in progress pictures and updates, and I hope you guys found it helpful. Yep, I don't really know what to say for the outro, so it's gonna be that. Unless you guys have any other questions or anything to say, just say it now. Otherwise, have a good day, night, wherever you are. Yeah. Great work. Thank you. I had a lot of fun. It's such a cool design. Actually got so carried away, I forgot I made myself some tea. So, see you guys. It's cold. Okay. See you guys, bye.